today's game between your Dover-Sherborn Raiders and the Medway Mustangs. First game for both these varsity soccer teams.
Both teams are going to get going as the MIAA returns to regular soccer rules.
Which is a relief.
Throw-ins, corners, no masks.
No COVID.
One last bit of instruction from each of the coaching staffs. It's a fairly steady breeze that seems to be blowing straight down the field from our right to left, which you can't really feel up here, but judging by the flag, looks like it's somewhat significant.
It's kind of cloudy out, no sun, and we'll be playing 40-minute halves, I believe. Running clock.
No more quarters. Back to regular timekeeping.
Forgot how long these games were. And Diaz taking the field. Diaz looking to get off on the right foot here to begin the season.
A lot of waiting and practicing. The team's been getting together since August 23rd. All looking forward to this first meaningful competition. Medway coming in with a pretty small roster, only 6 subs on the bench. Starting a freshman in Nicholas Pierangeli. He's out there to start. Exciting time for that young man.
Yep, Diaz having a lot of reserves on the bench today.
Matt Sharon in net. Senior. Got some members of DS Youth Soccer helping out as ball boys. Nice tradition here at Dover-Sherborn Field that they couldn't do last year because of COVID.
It's kind of a good thing that the boys can be active and no one has to go grab the balls when they go out of bounds.
Your base team ever do this?
No.
In your younger days?
No, I moved to DS in like 5th grade, so I didn't play a lot of youth soccer and here, so.
Yeah, this is typically I think they're tapping the 3rd, 4th, and maybe 5th grade teams. Medway's going to kick it off. We eventually get a game ball on the field.
By Coach Grusek. And we're ready to begin first kick of the game. Medway will start with the ball, meaning DS will get the ball at the start of halftime. Refs making final counts, making sure the number is even. No freshmen on the DS boys roster this year.
Heavy upperclassmen. A lot of 11th and 12th graders and I think 5 10th graders.
Yep. Whistles started and the season has begun. Medway passing the ball back. Looks like a lot of aggression here from DS to begin it. Number 9, Matthew Wiles bringing it up. Ooh, yeah. Looks like a foul on DS. Can't tell what number. One thing I don't, number 12, that would be Dylan Natali. One thing I don't like about the Raiders jerseys is that the blue on black doesn't really clash well when you're a commentator. It's like hard to see.
Well, these jerseys, at least the numbers are decent size. I feel like last year I couldn't read them front or back if somebody's on the far side of the field. And of course, everybody being masked didn't help with identifying who's who. Medway trying to control the ball in the midfield.
And number 5, Sabir Pierre-Louis passes off to Connor Gilmore. Gilmore off to number 10. Marco Periguni, one of the captains.
Bergwini getting past the
Oh,
towel.
right in the middle. Ooh,
Can't get a shot off, though.
cleared by Diaz. Medway steals it back, and Matt Charon going to scoop that up for the Raiders.
His first touch of the young season. Looks like DS is going with a lone striker and Luke Loeffler.
Loeffler, one of the tri-captains this year, alongside Connor Keating and Dan Griffiths.
Cahal Keating playing that left outside mid. Very speedy player, dangerous offensively.
Long throw in. And that looks like it's going to be hit out of bounds by DS.
Off Montemayor.
Nice slide tackle there.
Lost control of the ball.
Yeah. Be a Medway throw-in. Nice push into the offensive zone by DS. Here comes
Harrison Smith.
DS number 14, Alex Goodness. Trying to cross it into the middle. Ooh, cleared out by goalie on Medway. That'd be Evan Mohagan.
Goodness trying to win the ball back. They can't from Perugini. Perugini with a through ball. It's going to go all the way to Sharon.
Yeah, so free pass there. Got at hand. Nice trap there by Alex Goodness. Loeffler with it. Passes it back to Goodness. Goodness. Nice through ball. Trying to get it into Loeffler. Ooh, behind him. Tries to back thing. Goalie can't pick it up with his hand, so he'll have to kick it. Out. Number 12 possession, Connor Gray. Gray passes it off. Good ball movement here from Medway. Number 8 with it now. That'd be Kyle Myers, one of the captains. Myers loses. Myers got the ball.
Pace is probably to Medway's liking. Kind of starts slow.
Yeah, Medway getting on this field little by little, bit by bit.
Probably get a little more possession than DS so far, but nobody's had any dangerous chances.
Bar on the far side. Can't see the number, and ball right in the middle.
Keating, he finds Natali in the
Trying to get it to Loeffler. Ooh, Loeffler gets it to Goodness. Goodness had to come back, and he misses that ball. Be a throw-in for Medway. 11 will throw it. To 10, that would be Marco Periguni. Nice through ball there from Medway. Medway coming up. Charon going to be tested for the first time.
Miranda with a ball looking for the far post, just a little bit wide.
Good shot, but just missed the net by a bit. We're about 5 minutes in here. 5:35:40 left in the first half.
Captain Dan Griffiths will take this goal kick.
Plays it short. Long, that would be to
Weitzman. Harrison Smith with an unusual heavy touch there. He's one of my faves.
Connor Gray, throws it in. Ooh.
Oh, that's off Medway, but the foul's called before that.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a foul on DS. Periguni going to take this free kick. Myers is also going to be with him. Trying to lay it into the box.
Sharon
with the catch. Beautiful catch. And a nice
authoritative move
yeah,
by the senior.
trying to get a through ball into Loeffler. Nice header by Loeffler.
He needs help, though.
Loeffler with it again now. Tries a shot. Ooh.
Dangerous. Monahan, the goaltender, wasn't expecting that, and
Yeah.
sometimes have a tendency to catch the far corner. Freshman Pierre Angeli's going to take this goal kick. Oh no,
Number
it's
5,
actually Pierre Louis.
Sabir. Nice goal kick. It's going to be headed by DS. It's going to be Connor Keating, I believe, there. Nope, Harrison Smith, my bad.
Griffiths can't find Smith.
Griffiths trying to get that ball back into DS possession, but
Does force Pierangini to retreat.
DS with the forced possession change.
See if Smith can win this ball.
Oh,
Well,
I'm not
foul
sure.
on Keating.
Yeah.
Seemed like the Medway player lost his balance on his own, but 30 yards out.
That'll be Periguni trying to
He's
put this in.
gonna pop it over the wall again and head it away. Keating. Looking for Loeffler. Oh, nope, he's going to keep it.
Keating's got wheels.
Oh,
Nice through ball to Loeffler, far side. Loeffler gonna cross it. Oh,
over the net.
yeah.
Montemayor streaking through the box.
Got about eight minutes in this game. Still has no score, 0-0.
Welcome return of fans to the stands on this side of the field.
So nice just to hear fans supporting the respective teams. Mateo passes it back to Jamie Davis.
Jamie Davis checking in at left fullback.
Medway with the ball. Ooh, nice defensive play there.
Connor Keating sweeping across to help with that. Couldn't keep it in bounds, but snuffed out that threat.
Rather be prepared than unprepared. Good in the middle. Montemayor goes down.
Nice step by Keating.
Losing the width of the field here.
Gilmore
And slips on that ball. Nice move there.
slides it over to Gray.
Ooh.
Gray dancing around defenders.
Oh, that's a great
Gray with
pass.
a nice little 1-2. Dan
Ooh,
Griffiths.
that's out of bounds, and that'll be a corner.
Nice little play by Medway, but read well by Griffiths. Again, it's going to be Perigini taking this kick from the corner. No one in the box for Medway. All massing at about the 15-yard line.
Rally gonna try and rush in on the box. Oh, that was long. Nice header to clear. Still a threat. So,
Defended away, nice play. Here comes Smith.
yeah, Kyle Myers. Here comes Harrison Smith. Tries to clear that. Montemayor coming in hot. That was a nice ball there. Smith trying to get it out, but intercepted by Medway. Tapped in bounds by Connor Keating. Looks like he got held there. No call.
Got around two players. Finds Loeffler. Loeffler going 1-on-3 though. Now 1-on-2.
Loeffler showing being very aggressive.
And that ball's kind of put across by Natali to nobody. But DS getting their legs a little bit, showing some good counterattacks, winning the ball at the top of their own box, and then keep possession all the way down the field.
29-15 left in the first half. Nice trap by Harrison Smith.
Good defense there from Myers. He puts a through ball for Miranda. Can't get by Griffiths, though. Perugini with a shot.
Oh.
And a goal. Dangerous shot. Caught the side netting. Saw his opening to the crowd.
First goal of the new season. It'll be opened up by Medway. 28-25 left. Medway open up on the gates, 1-0.
Griffiths with a long go at goal. Trying to surprise Monahan, but the ball goes wide. It's Medway working the ball out of the back up through the midfield.
Nice header there from Dan Griffiths. Nice little touch there.
Just plays Smith, but his pass didn't find anybody in a blue shirt. Now Smith gets the ball back again. Medway steals it away. Shot there by Martin. No relation. Vasco trying to put a ball in the box, kicked away.
Sub coming in for DS, that'd be Max Heredia.
Ball played up nicely between the Keating brothers. Montemayor called for the foul. Again, with this wind, it's not crazy to think that they could put a dangerous ball into the box, even from 40 yards out. There it is. Sharon bobbles it a little bit, lost control, but pounces on it.
Yeah, DS almost was in trouble there, but dodges the ball. Oh. They're not calling that. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Natali could have got called there for...
Yeah, Natali not happy with that call.
Perugini, Medway controlling the ball nicely. Definitely having the bulk of the possession so far in this game, and they got the game's only goal. Ball headed out of the box. And off Medway, so...
Here comes Heredia. Looks like he's taken out.
Natali.
Yeah.
Probably Natal. Max Heredia, the junior, getting his first varsity action.
Sun finally comes out here. Montemayor trying to come back in. Here comes Medway off the counterattack.
Connor Gray finds Perugini. Another shot at go a goal.
Yeah.
A little wide. Tyler Huang checking in.
Looks like he's taking out single digit number.
That's Cahal
Yeah.
Keating over there on the far side. Left outside mid. Griffith's goal kick finds midfield. Loeffler gets shoved in the back.
Yeah, that'll be
Free
DS
kick
as
for
well.
DS. See what Griffin does here. He's got a couple options.
24 minutes left in the first half.
He looks to go wide left.
Ooh, that did not sound good. Or look
Davis
good.
and Huang win that ball. Huang can't cross it.
Ooh, that... I think he was playing on the ground there.
Awfully close. And
That's going to be a card.
that looks like it very well could be a card, but it's just a warning. Corey Vasco of Medway battling for that ball over there. And
Medway,
now Medway
possession.
trying to counterattack. Pierre-Louis swings it across to Gilmore. Gilmore looking for his options. Gilmore losing the ball.
Nice ball there. Goodness. Gets there. Oh, just scuffs that at the end.
Couldn't quite settle it down across it.
Here comes in subs for Medway. That'd be Charles Core and Thomas Neves. Taking out number 12, Connor Gray, and number 13, Christian Chiplock.
It's been Diaz's best offensive option. It's kind of stealing the ball and quick counterattack. Ball's cleared all the way to the Diaz defense.
Yeah.
Griffin
Keating
slowly
to
finds
goodness. Ooh,
Smith. Smith's trying to go right up the middle. It's a through ball for goodness, but a little too far.
And looks like he cut him off there at the end.
Goal kick is the call.
1-0 Medway here. DS wins the ball out of after the bad trap by Medway. Ball's up. Header by Medway. That would be Thomas Neves. Smith coming in. Nice move. 2 good moves.
Oh, wins the ball back.
Gets it back. That can be a card.
No call. Get ball first, I guess. Nice little move there from Perugini.
Nice block there.
But he runs into Weitzman. Perugini again trying to get past Weitzman.
No offsides call.
Medway winning the ball but can't get a shot off. Neves goes down and the call is
Didn't call anything.
throw to White, according to this referee.
Yeah, they're letting them play.
EA contact was, under COVID restrictions, was much more tightly called, but this even seems
That's
a
out.
little more liberal than pre-COVID days. Oh,
Like, they're going to call that 9 times out of 10.
yeah. It's hard to win the ball when you have to go through.
Yeah,
the
and that's
play.
going to be a card probably. Or is a warning.
Now Goodness is coming off because he's got an abrasion. He might be bleeding. So they're going to have to replace him.
Goodness gonna have to come out, but can go right back in after he gets cleaned up.
So Kahalkini's back on. Medway can also sub, but elects not to. Another dangerous free kick.
Yeah.
Perugini. Probably going to try to put this over the wall and into the box.
Yeah, at around the 18. Could also play it short back to Kyle Myers. Goes for the kick. Into the middle.
Ooh, that's a dangerous ball.
Nice header attempt by Medway.
If Miranda got his head on it, but he couldn't redirect it towards net.
That would have been a beautiful goal.
Goal kick up. Finds Keating.
Nice move. Get it back in the middle. Medway with possession now.
Miranda looking for help. Finds totally unmarked midfield. Kyle Myers now puts a through ball, but little miscommunication there with Neves.
Ball picked up by Sharon. Sharon. The long kick there. Loeffler trying to trap that. Almost gets that, but Medway gets it.
Good step by Griffiths.
Yeah. Trying to get a through ball there, but too long, and Medway goalie picks it up. 17:50 left in the first half. High punt. Going to be around the 45.
Heredia getting pushed. Fighting for the ball. No calls as the referee. Smith trying to get around Myers.
Ooh, that's going to be offsides. Yeah, DS offsides around the 7.5 or 6 yard line. Looked like that clipped a bit of Loeffler, but he's fine. Medway with possession.
Through ball from Montemayor.
Here comes Charon. Ooh.
Coming way out of the net. Stepped over the ball and missed it.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll be a goal kick.
Sharon dodging a bullet there. Unless he intended to do that, in which case worked out perfectly. Griffiths' time goes short.
Yeah, Weitzman.
Weissman, can he find Wang? He's going long for Loeffler. Awful tough to win those long balls with just the one striker up there with three defenders. More nice footwork from Perugini. Puts a ball almost over the defense.
Ooh, Sharon can't get there.
By Sharon. Sharon still fighting for it over the goal line. Goal kick.
Yeah. Number 19, Vincent Stelafani getting ready to go in.
Stefanelli. Remember him from his JV days. Dangerous goal scorer.
Yeah, Stefanelli taking out Loeffler.
Watched him score a nice goal in this field last year. A cold, sunny day. The freshman, Pierre Angeli, gets enough of that to get it out of play. Switching fields over to Weitzman.
Nice passing here by the Raiders. Tyler Huang trying to get it back into the middle.
Ball getting bandied about. Stefanelli's trying to get a hold of it.
Yeah.
Now Wang. Wang trying to give himself space to cross.
It looks like it's out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick.
Well defensed by Medway.
14:30 left.
It's Pierre-Louis, the junior, on that play. Taking away all of Wang's options. He'll take the goal kick.
Nice trap there.
Smith. He's dispossessed. Wang gets a foot on it. Now Medway's got possession. Kind of booted away to the DS defense.
Sharon.
Smith battling Martin for that ball. Myers can't put the ball over Jamie Davis. Keating fighting for it. Trying to find Heredia. Back to Keating. Keating with some nifty turns. I think it's, oh, Heredia's with a foul. Unfortunate.
Yeah, trying to help the guy back up, though. So, definitely didn't do that intentionally then.
Yeah. Just missed the ball and got all player. Again, Perugini with somewhat dangerous territory. About the 35, he plays the ball short. Myers races down the right sideline.
Slips over the rope.
Well defense by Keating. Trying to earn a goal kick out of it, but then has to play the ball up. Martin. Plays it off Heredia, now Stefanelli.
Here comes Harrison Smith.
Putting that ball through for Stefanelli, but again, sort of 2-on-4. But Diaz has got to throw in. Ball boy with the number 0 is professional grade. He's doing a great job.
Nice kick into the box, but caught right by the keeper.
A little too far ahead of Wang. Now Neves basically going 50 yards. Passes off to Charles Core. Core plays it back to Martin. He's going to swing it wide for Gilmore.
Oh, nice play there, Dan Griffiths. Trying to wait until to boot that ball in the middle, but just misses that wide.
Seems like Diaz needs to be a little more patient and get numbers going forward and work that ball through the midfield. None of these really long balls are connecting so far. Griffiths under duress, but he gets it over to Keating.
Keating with the no-looker.
Nice no look. Fooled everybody, including me. Weitzman for Smith.
Ooh, good D there from number 6, Benjamin Martin. Trying to cross that in the middle.
Cross, top of the box, but nobody there.
Nice header there from Montemayor.
Smith can't quite find Stefanelli, but it comes to Keating. Keating with a nice move. Can't get past that last defender. Heredia. Davis, back for Heredia.
Heredia, back to Davis. Davis gonna go back.
Montemayor is trying to show for these guys, but nobody wants to pass the ball to him. And now a throw for DS. Holding for subs as Loeffler and Jagger Grace coming on. I think Jagger Grace making his varsity debut. Wang and Stefanelli coming off.
Just under 10 minutes left in the first half. Nice poke there.
Grace coming back to help out. Can't connect with Heredia. Now poked away from Griffiths. It's a dangerous play from Medway. Into the box. Cleared away by Weitzman. That was Ruben Simon who beat Griffiths down the sideline there. That was a nice play. Crossed that ball. But Perugini couldn't really get it on net. Now Heredia. Trying to find Loeffler. Does.
Ooh.
But Loeffler's header goes out. Grace steps in front of that throw.
Nice trap. But Martin will get it. Martin back to the defense. It's out of bounds.
Grace will take this. No, Weitzman will take the throw. Coach against Jagger Grace in kindergarten soccer. One of the most dangerous players in the history of Sherborn kindergarten soccer. Score like 6 goals a game because he could just outrun everybody.
BDS ball. Loeffler gonna go for a long throw. Oh, he's gonna throw it into the box. Dang.
Box, batted around.
Oh, finally picked up
Grace
by
did not get his left foot on that.
Mahogany.
Scooped up by Monahan. Senior now, looking at his options.
Griffiths, header. Nice. Smith.
Turns at midfield.
Oh, that was a good slide tackle.
Nice play from Kyle Myers.
Nice passing here.
Very nice play. Keating under pressure. The Medway defense wins the ball back. Grace gets in front of that pass. Cleared by Weitzman.
Nice ball there.
Hall Keating almost got by.
That's going to be a... Not sure what the call is there.
High foot or dangerous play or something. TS with a free kick. Smith's going to put this ball in the... Oh, no, it's not Smith. Ball put into the box. Right to Monahan. He finds Martin.
Weitzman cheating, but ball will be
Martin's ball down the line is still in.
until pushed out of bounds. Under 5 minutes left in the first half.
Another push.
Yeah, it's going to be
be.
Loeffler's ball.
Everybody will push up. Connor Keating. Play this ball. Keating with a nice nifty play for Davis. I think we're totally on the same page. Griffiths now trying to find Grace. Weitzman. Now Martin trying to settle that ball. Can't. But the ever-skilled Myers does. Plays the ball back past the freshman. Diaz pushing forward. Putting him under pressure. And a foul on Myers.
Be a free kick for Diaz inside of the 20. And around the 16.
Ball put in the
Right
box.
into the ball.
Monahan
Ooh.
spills it, but gets it right back. Monahan plays it short to the freshman. Oh, he misplays it. Quick restart. Here's Loeffler in the box.
Trying to get it into the middle.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nice
Just
cross,
a,
but couldn't find Heredia.
yeah, just a bit too far out in front of him. Montemayor.
Heredia will go from
Shoots.
distance.
Oh. Now he's got a decent foot.
Never a bad thing. Get a little momentum going. Make the goalie earn a scholarship. Davis controls that ball nicely. Now Heredia from Montemayor. Loeffler wanted it, didn't get it. Now it's Grace. Grace, a left-handed cross into the box. Volleyed away by Medway. There's Perugini with his shoe untied. Connor Gray for Martin. The freshman Pierre and Jelly. Looking for help. Playing it up the right wing. Chip block.
Oh.
Myers, and now Myers again called for a foul. CS going into the wind here, starting to get a little momentum. Griffiths, top of the box. Went off Keating, but not the way he intended it to. And out of play.
Clock has officially stopped. So, waiting on the referee's whistles to end the half.
DS can get out of this half now 1-0. I think they'd probably be happy with that. Playing better as the half goes on. Have the wind in the second half. Sharon gobbles that up at the top of the box. Weitzman, middle of the field. Now Montemayor.
Ooh, trying to get in through ball there, but misses.
Medway with a nice play. Getting around Weitzman. Montemayor with a slide tackle to win that possession. Ball gets away from Heredia, but going to end up with Matt Sharon. Smith with a flick on. Loeffler can't win it. Good step from Davis. Puts the ball ahead for Loeffler. Racing against the freshman.
That was clean. He had the ball first.
Going to be a goal kick, I believe. Griffiths playing the ball all the way back. Sharon with a nice play. Finds the foot of Keating. Heredia. A little too slow, but DS still wins possession. Smith slips. Now Myers with the ball, trying to get through the defense, but Griffiths steps in front of that.
And there's the half.
Decent half for DS, got better as the half went on. But at halftime, they trail 1-0. Goal by Marco Perugini, about the 12th minute for Medway. There's a difference in the game right now. We'll be back with second half action when live action resumes.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 230,000 participants here in Massachusetts who take part in high school sports.
Getting ready for the final 40 minutes of the first game of the season. Coming around.
Switching ends. Montemayor waiting for the whistle.
Yep.
Restarts to Smith. Davis. Gets the ball up to Loeffler. He finds Smith. He finds Loeffler. Ahead for Smith.
Diaz coming in out of the first half. Coming out of the gates of the second half. Full head of steam.
Nice build up, nice passing. Out of the back, starting with Davis. Didn't see a lot of that in the first half. It's a good sign for the second half. Pierre Louis playing the ball up.
Nice header by Millis.
Heredia cannot connect with Montemayor.
Keating trying to get there.
Heredia wins that ball away. Gives it back to Connor Keating. Heredia switching fields.
Davis with it now. Ooh.
Griffiths loses that ball to Martin. Martin finds Miranda. Connor Gray now on the right wing for Medway. For Miranda. Miranda allowed to survey his options. Diaz finally closes him down. Ball goes out.
That was a high ball.
And directly out.
And the bounce is very high as well.
Coach getting some encouragement from the fans, playing that out of bounds ball. Corey Vasco, the long header. Long throw, rather. Davis trying to win that ball.
Nice save.
Shot there from Perugini.
Yeah.
Goal score in the first half. Now it's Heredia. Heredia going wide for Loeffler. Nice ball. Loeffler
Oh.
with a nice ball, just a little too far.
Yeah, Loeffler not happy with
Cahal
himself.
Keating. A little too much mustard on it.
Otherwise, that would have been perfect, and like, this game would be tied.
It's the second sort of attack coming starting in the back all the way through the midfield. Here comes Medway, Perugini trying to step through the ball. Can't. Davis bodies that ball towards the sideline. Still in. Now it's out. Medway throw. Miranda leaves it for Vasco. Vasco's throw goes over his teammate. No call. Medway keeps possession. Heredia goes 1v2, wins the ball, but then can't connect with a teammate. Vasco chips it, but it's intercepted by Keating. Griffiths plays the ball all the way back to his keeper. Weitzman.
Looks like that's to Wang.
Indy Wall over there looks like he's playing right outside mid, starting the second half. Pretty sure that's his first action of the game. Davis can't run down that Griffiths pass. Vasco. Nice ball, finds the feet of Miranda. Miranda plays back to Vasco. Big chip that goes off chip block. And that clear gets over Wall's leg and Medway throw. Connor Gilmore. Playing the ball in. Now Diaz intercepts, wins it. The through ball from Montemayor sort of gets through. Now he's got it.
Shot. Ooh.
Montemayor with a right-footed shot around Vasco.
34 minutes and 30 seconds left here. Second half.
Nice play there from chip block. Now the ball's through.
Good D there.
Griffiths knocking that out of bounds away from Connor Gray. Medway now. Medway players fouled. Medway's going to have a free kick. Perugini at about the 15-yard line. Curls this into the box over everybody.
Yeah, that's going to be...
And I think there's a push on White in the box.
Yeah.
Griffiths ball up for Wall. One back by Medway. They're coming hard. Nice recovery there by Weitzman.
Montemayor trying to come in and disrupt that.
Keating brothers connecting. Now it's put down the left sideline for Loeffler, but he can't catch up with that before it goes over the line.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Loeffler.
Davis with a nice header forward. Loeffler. Montemayor.
Ooh.
Little
Yeah.
cheeky shot from Keating. Quick volley.
Missed it wide right.
Trying to catch that far post and catch the goaltender sleeping. Heredia fights for that ball. Plays it wide for Wall nicely. Wall's trying to cut in. He gets dispossessed by Myers. But Myers loses control over the line. That throw goes through. Keating with his great speed.
Try to cross it. Ooh.
Just keep getting over. Monahan, who's cool as cucumber back there. Would have been trouble had that cleared his hands. Again, Heredia. Fighting for that ball, but it's won by Perugini. Puts the ball into the box, but right to Sharon. Sharon for Wall. Wall cuts back, finds Heredia. Heredia's pass ends up in the hands of Medway. Now it's Miranda. Now Martin recycles over to Vasco. And that ball's a little too far ahead.
Yeah, Sharon couldn't pick it up, that ball right there, but has to use his feet. High kick up there.
Now Keating sends that straight up to the moon.
Loeffler trying to get that ball. Yes.
Now Cahal Keating. Surrounded by white shirts, looking for help.
That was off of him. That'll be DS ball. Looks like Alexander Goodness is coming back in, taking out Huang. Just under 30 minutes.
Wall's coming off, yeah. Running start for Loeffler, way down the sideline. Nice ball, gets over everybody. Can it get one by Smith? He gets bodied off the ball.
Yeah.
But goal kick is the call. Kind of thought if you're going shoulder to shoulder like that, you had to be playing the ball, but not in the eyes of the referee. Miranda left his feet to try to win that ball,
Yeah.
and now he's hurt.
That did not look good.
Never fun landing on AstroTurf.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need to go through, I think, concussion protocol with trainer.
Miranda coming off. Get checked out by the medical staff. Looking for the most sportsmanlike way to do this restart. And I guess Griffith's just going to take a free kick from the 50.
Long ball.
That's a dangerous ball. Let's head it.
Into the net. Oh, so close, but yet so far.
Headed across the goal mouth. Smith almost got there. Most dangerous chance for DS so far in this game. Ball gets past Montemayor, gets past Heredia. Neves trying to get around Davis. Some nice defense there from DS. Ball finds Vasco. Makes a nice play to turn, but he gives the ball right to Montemayor. Now it's Cahal.
Ooh.
He's got.
Oh, we fumbled. Oh, DS.
Goodness could not corral that. Smith again with a glittering opportunity.
They're going to call that. Medway is holding on to this lead by the skin of their teeth.
Seem to be running out of gas ever so slightly. Not a deep team. A lot of the players out there have been playing the entire game. Loeffler trying to get his head on that. Now Davis. Nice little ball down the sideline for Loeffler.
Into the middle.
Far post.
Oh.
Scooped up by Monahan. Goodness was making a beeline for that cross. He wins this ball right off the hands of Monahan.
Yeah. Goalie can't pick that up.
Smith
Oh, that's out of bounds, and it'll be corner. It's going to be a corner. 26:30 left here.
Tremendous pressure being applied here by DS in the last few minutes. Looks like Harrison Smith's going to take the corner. 6 men in the box for Blue.
Trying to get in there.
Griffiths trying to get a foot on that. Medway beats Griffiths. Weitzman of the ball.
Ooh, nice move there. Medway.
Skating down the left sideline. Still eluding.
He might go all the
defenders.
way.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Tremendous individual effort.
He just went about 120 yards with the ball.
Perugini again strikes for Medway.
I'm speechless. He went 120 yards with the ball and scored.
Collected that ball about between the 40 and the 50 on the other side of the field and kept doing the fake pullback. Beating defenders until he finally beat Matt Sharon. Beautiful goal.
Yeah, that might have been the dagger.
See if it takes away all the momentum that DS had, or if they're able to get right back down and start creating chances again. Looks like Montemayor's a little injured. He's looking for a sub. Holly's up at the 50.
Nice ball there.
Nice clear.
Oh. Smith's got wheels.
Smith is on his horse. No one in the box.
Oh, yeah. That's really unfortunate. He had no support.
Nice cross at full speed. Cut that back. Montemayor coming off.
(24-15). What's left in this game? The young season. Long throw from Loeffler into the box.
Oh, skips away from the goaltender.
Ooh,
Cleared away by a Medway defender.
but still DS ball.
Davis is going to take it. But Loeffler wants it. Again with this running throw into the box.
Very dangerous.
So, yeah, it's
Ooh.
kind of a nice weapon.
That's going to be called.
Nope. Yep. Referee wants to see Dan Griffiths.
And that's a yellow.
Going to show him a yellow card. Perugini's a dangerous player, though. Not condoning the foul, but strategically it might have been a good thing not to let him collect that ball and have another go at goal.
Yeah, obviously he didn't intend to. But it looks like when you get a card, you have to get subbed out.
Cam Strauss on for Griffiths, the senior central defender who's been everywhere tonight. Strauss, also a senior. Junior, sorry.
Played short.
Skips through everybody. Oh, Sharon with a nice play. He did not get to that ball first, but he won it.
Ooh.
Medway aggressively wins the ball back. Myers. He gets dispossessed.
Ooh, turn. Nice ball there.
Loeffler can't quite reach that. Neves. And now Diaz wins the ball.
Diaz trying to get back into this game, down by 2. 1 goal would bring some momentum.
Goodness down the right sideline. Comes back to the middle. Now cycled through the back and blasted forward by Connor Keating. Medway gets a foot on it, but that's going to go out of bounds. Weitzman holds the ball. As Gavin Lynch enters. As well as Griffiths coming back on. Jamie Davis coming off. Connor Keating coming off. DS fans not giving up hope.
Nope.
Ball centered for Heredia. Heredia. Finds Natal. Natal trying to play the feet of Loeffler. Can't squeeze that ball through. Strauss coming all the way across, but Miranda wins it. Can Griffiths win this race? He does.
Yes, he does. Keating. Ooh, nice move.
That's Weitzman.
Oh.
A little chip over the top, but nobody making a run.
It's hard to see the numbers at far distance, especially at night. Nice, Luke. It's a nice header there.
Ball is finally worked forward to Smith. Smith,
Nice move.
nice footwork. Looking to get his cross off. He does. Keating. And for Heredia. Heredia finds Keating. This is actually good defense from Medway. And they're able to step in front of that ball and prevent DS from getting a shot off. Now it's Heredia. Trying to find Natal.
Yep. Coming up on 20 minutes left in the game as we enter the back fourth of the game. Medway up by 2. DS trying to mount, come back here. The final 20 minutes.
Two goals by number 10 from Medway, one in the first half and one in the 65th minute here in the second half. Beautiful individual effort. DS is still looking for its first goal of the season.
Out of bounds, DS ball. Loeffler getting that ball right into the middle.
Oh.
Ooh.
Natal's through ball. Snuffed out by Medway. Ball had a lot of juice on it. Even if that got through, it might have got away from goodness.
Sharon.
Way out of his net. Can't keep that ball in play.
Oh, and it hits the bleachers.
Think those ball boys earn their money?
I don't think they're getting paid.
That ball from Vasco gets away from his teammate and goes out of bounds. That goal did seem to deflate DS again, but here they come with Keating. Skating down the line. Oh, Keating goes down in the box.
Oh, and
No
look at
call.
Montemayor. Everyone is mad on the bench. Assistant coach
Oh,
telling them,
it was a shot by Smith, left-footed.
yeah. Assistant coach Scott Foley telling everyone to sit down so the bench doesn't get carded.
I took my eyes off Keating. I was watching the goaltender, so can't say whether he was legit fouled or not, but the crowd seemed to be in unanimous opinion that he was.
17 minutes left.
Ball wide for Goodness.
In the middle.
Medway now trying to counterattack. Miranda for Martin. Wide for Gilmore. Core loses the ball. Here comes Medway again. Griffiths with the chest of the ball. Ball gets cleared up to midfield. Here's Keating again. Can he keep possession? Medway tracking back nicely. Kyle Myers winning that ball away. Medway showing a little more hustle than DS in the last couple of minutes. But now here's Smith chipping the ball ahead. Can he win this foot race? He's getting pushed in the back.
No call.
Has possession.
And that'll be out of bounds, and that'll be a corner.
Corner for DS.
Yeah. 10 minutes ago, DS had the lion's share of momentum, but looks like they stalled out here. Trying to get...
Less than 15 to go. This would be a great opportunity to get on the board and put a little fear into Medway. Loeffler off. Everybody back to defend for Medway except for the dangerous Perugini.
It's in the box. Try to almost punch it out.
Away from the goalkeeper, but no one from DS there.
Yep, and that will be out of bounds.
Lynch puts the ball right back in the box.
Ooh.
Batted around a bit, but nobody could get a shot off. Jamie Davis looking to check back in.
High punt from the keeper. Nice volley there. Ooh, DS loses possession. Nice defensive header there.
Nice play by Griffiths.
You know, even though that ball went out, it's still a great way to stop momentum, reset defense, and just take a quick breather.
Martin. Now it's play back for Vasco. Vasco swings it to the freshman.
At this point, it's a possession game. If Medway can just keep the ball, not make any careless mistake, game's over.
To Medway's credit, they're not packing it in and just clearing the ball away. They're still attacking when they have possession and playing like they need another goal. Martin steps in front of that. Off the defender, but it's going to be a Medway throw. Chipped ahead. Cleared out of bounds by DS. No fouls as the referee was standing right there. Throw in for DS. Davis is back on. I think it's Cam Strauss who's coming off. Or no Weitzman. Put in a lot of good work tonight at right fullback. Throw down the line goes out. Now it's going to be Medway's throw. Heredia trying to win this ball. Can't. Martin wins it. It's a shot by Perugini. Wide of the net. Getting to be now or never time for DS. They need to start to string something together.
Yep, just under 12 minutes left.
Connor Keating now pushed up, playing offense. Martin gets a foot on that in the midfield. Medway player goes down, but no call. Vasco loses the ball to Keating, but wins it back.
DS trying to get back.
Ooh.
Here comes Matt Sheridan.
Myers trying to go through a crowd there and almost did. Skilled player, that number 8 for Medway. Miranda heads the ball on. It's cleared back top of the box to Miranda. Now it's back for Medway defender. There's a foot race. Connor Keating wins it. Beautiful play. Nice play to Montemayor to the inside, who's now healthy and back on the field. Natal, man on his back. Plays it right.
Yeah, looks like goodness.
Goodness, trying to get a cross off.
That'll be off.
Gets
Corner.
a corner out of it.
Coming up on 10 minutes left.
Pushing Lynch up into the box. I think it's almost to the point where put almost everybody up in the box.
Yeah, it looks like Griffiths is making his way up there as well.
You do still have to worry about Perugini. Ball comes out top of the box. Chip back in. Unluckily for DS, it's cleared away to the 40, but Davis.
Ooh.
Right back down into the corner. Perugini.
Oops.
That should be
DS ball, bud.
DS ball, but it's going to be a white throw. That was a nice defense play by Lynch. He did kick that ball off the leg of the defender. Griffiths can't get enough on that. Perugini slips that ball through nicely.
He's offsides.
Connor Gray is offside. Not too many offside calls tonight. I think it's only the second one that I remember. Vasco cannot control that ball. It's going to be a DS throw. Lynch will take it. Harrison Smith back on. We're on. Keating off, limping a little bit.
Now it's going to be a goal kick for Medway. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It's getting down to the wire.
Even if they're unable to pull out a tie or win, it'd be nice to get on the board and
Yeah.
get that first goal of the season and have a little momentum going to the next game. Keating, big cross, Oh, almost sat down for goodness, but not quite.
Looks like it got tipped.
Yep.
Yeah. It'll be DS ball.
Changed direction on him. He's sitting there waiting for it.
That one's in the box. Oh, but
On a hand.
keeper played it perfectly.
Not seemed to exert himself too much tonight, but he's been in the right place at the right time all night. Ball played wide by Perugini. Gray gave it away, but Montemayor's not able to keep it. Miranda plays it back to defense. Martin. Get that freshman playing center defender. He's done a nice job. Now the very dangerous Myers. Looking for chip block ahead, but it's going to be DS throw.
Yep. Here comes Loeffler. Taking out Goodness.
Goodness coming off. Ball gets away from DS along the sideline. Going to be a Medway throw.
And looks like a timeout. Oh, great. No, you had timeouts.
So while the teams group with their coaches, get a little bit of advice for the last 6+ minutes of this game, we'll take a break and we'll be back with live action.
And welcome back, everyone, to the final 6+ minutes of this game. DS is down by 2. And we're resuming play after called timeout by Medway. Currently 7:37 Eastern Standard Time.
DS desperately needs some offense. It's going to be Medway's throw.
Medway just needs to play the possession game. One more goal, and I think it's over.
Still just the one striker for DS. Ball played wide for Gray. Gray centers.
Ooh.
Oh. Chip block chases that down. Plays it back for Martin. Martin with a big cross. Finds the goal scorer. Genie, but now Charon's got the ball, punts it ahead. Cannot find Harrison Smith. Medway with a great hustle play to keep that ball in bounds.
Yeah.
Now it's swung wide for Davis. Davis pass. Eventually finds Max Heredia. Brady just a little too late pulling the trigger on his pass. Oh, nice play, Montemayor winning that ball back.
Oh,
Keating with too big of a touch.
yeah.
Now Myers puts that ball out.
Yeah, it looks like that was a handball. Didn't know the ball was out of bounds, and he picked it up.
Now Loeffler having to go from distance, but wide.
And with the final 5 minutes, clock has stopped. Now, the game is in the hand of the referees.
Diaz needs to win this goal kick. Diaz tonight without Kofi Poku, who's nursing a knee. And unfortunately, Andrew O'Connell, who's going to be out for the entire season, got hurt in a preseason scrimmage. Was expected to play a big part in the defense. Medway still looking for that third goal.
Yeah.
And Sharon says no.
You gotta love the fan zone. I mean, they're just...
Never give up hope.
Yep.
Vasco.
Ooh, nice steal there. Number 20. That would be Gavin Lynch.
Natal can't keep possession of that ball. But Diaz gets a foot on it. Montemayor.
Trying to get that long ball. And too long.
Too long for Loeffler. Ball gets over Smith. Gray fighting for it.
That's going to be a
Lynch.
card 9 times out of 10.
Kick for Medway.
Less than 5 minutes left.
Ball's over the top. Played out of bounds by DS. DS wins possession, but can't keep it. Here's Martin. He loses the ball.
Got ball first.
Strauss wins that battle.
Yeah.
Now DS is going to have a throw-in.
Trying to get maybe this season opener.
Davis. His through ball doesn't quite make it to Smith. Now it's Medway throw. DS playing the ball on the sideline.
Yeah.
Still their throw. Loeffler with the giant throw into the box. Smith can't get a head on it. Loeffler can't get a head on it.
Timeout, and there looks like a Diaz injury.
Smith who's down.
Yeah.
injured player was senior Connor Keating.
Yeah.
He's not coming off.
So, hopefully he's okay. And it looks like it'll be drop ball, maybe. But yeah, we're definitely in, I think, extra time
Gotta
here.
be inside, yeah.
Yeah,
A
stoppage.
couple minutes.
Not that far from the end game. Timeout DS.
Now DS exercises their timeout. They want to talk it over. Both teams retreating to their benches. We'll be back with live action just as soon as play resumes.
And we're back. Live action here on YouTube between the Medway Mustangs and your Dover-Sherborn Raiders. I'm Sebastian Assar, joined alongside Scott Martin, where DS is trailing this game 2-0, and
Got to be close to the final minutes.
yeah. .747, your current time.
So we're going to resume action with a drop ball.
Yeah.
But Medway is conceding that it was DS ball before the injury.
Nice block.
It's Heredia over there trying to win the ball back. But
Yeah.
Medway, nice play. Here's Griffiths. Steal that ball. Keating. Pushing it to Loeffler. Back to Keating. Keating in his left-footed cross. Right into the hands of Monahan.
He was out of
Over the
bounds.
line.
It's going to be a corner.
Everybody up. Sharon's
the
up
goalie.
to the 50. Medway's pulling Berreghini back into the box.
Oh,
Over everybody and over the line.
And there's the game.
The full-time whistle.
Well, at the end of 80 minutes of play, your final score, Medway Mustangs 2, your Dover-Sherborn Raiders 0. Not the start DS wanted, but still a young season.
Long season, 18-19 games to go.
Once again, I'm Sebastian Assar, joined alongside Scott Martin. It was a pleasure broadcasting this game. We hope to see you next time.